this is Bridget Danner from Hormone Detox Shop, and we've got a couple new blogs out recently that are pretty popular topics right now, or topics of curiosity, starting out with our new blog on coffee enemas. So when I first heard of coffee enemas, probably like you, I was like, that sounds really gross and horrible, and I wouldn't do it. And then I learned a little bit more that, maybe there could be like complications from it, so it probably wasn't a safe thing to do. But then I read a book by Jay Davidson, who's a colleague and friend of mine specializing in Lyme disease and kind of chronic disease, and he outlined in his book how to do a coffee enema. At the time I read it, I was still really sick with mold toxicity. I was exhausted, my glands were swollen, I was sick a lot. I needed help. I was in my own chronic disease. So I thought maybe I should give this coffee enema a try. Then I interviewed Jay, and he encouraged me to try it. So I needed a little pushing, a little thinking about it to get there. But really what it comes down to is is it safe for you with your health history? Is it maybe beneficial for you with your health history? And then how do you do it? Because it's really actually not that complicated. It's not that gross. It's not that weird. It's just something that has fallen out of favor in our culture, but it's still pretty active in other cultures. It has a lot of historical relevance. And it's one of those things that sounds really weird, but once you do it, it's actually not that weird. Why to do a coffee enema, and I'll show you in a minute what it all looks like. Coffee enema, we use a light roast coffee for this, and there's a compound in the coffee, I forget the name of it offhand, that when it comes in contact with your hepatic veins and your hepatic blood supply as you do the enema, that compound helps your body make a whole bunch of glutathione, which is a master antioxidant that helps you detoxify. And the blood that's passing through your liver, which is like your entire blood supply in just like a few minutes, all gets this higher dose of glutathione. So if you're struggling with mold toxins or Lyme toxins or parasite toxins or just environmental toxins, or maybe you don't even know what's wrong. Maybe you have a tooth issue. Maybe you have like an oral infection. You can know what it is. You could not know what it is. But if you know, like you're tired, you're like not detoxifying well, you're in pain, what have you, it might be something good to try because it cleans your whole blood supply. We'll talk in a minute about how to do it. But that's kind of the benefit is it's detoxifying. And you do get energy from it. So we had someone write in yesterday, you're just getting energy from all the caffeine. I don't think that's really totally true. Like look at our culture, we're all drinking coffee and stuff. The way you're ingesting the coffee is much different at Starbucks versus doing a coffee enema. So you probably do get a little boost from the caffeine itself, but you also get a boost from your entire blood supply being cleaned out. So it was very beneficial for me in those early days, and now that I'm more well, I still do them because it still makes me feel good, and I know it's good for me. So let's talk about how to do it. So I'm going to show you my coffee enema kit, which is in our new blog. You can link to it. I just got it on Amazon. It looks like a hot water bottle, and then it's got a tube for the coffee, obviously, and it's got a little like tip. So you're not like, this is what, 4 inches long, 3 inches long. You're not going like deep inside of you, just going a little bit into your lower intestines or whatever to insert this into your anus. So you're in a bathtub or lying on the floor. Some people just do it on the floor, like men who are too big for a bathtub. It's not messy as long as you keep the seal on tight when you're not ready to use it. So you got to make sure it's sealed. I've generally lost a lot of coffee from not having a seal at the right time. And then I usually do 3 rounds of coffee enema. So I do a first small round for maybe 5 minutes, just your body's sort of getting used to it. There's like some kind of rumbling. I use a small amount of coffee. And then you just go to the bathroom and you kind of have a bowel movement that's going to be pretty loose because of all the coffee coming out. There'll be some waste coming out, but it's not all really about cleaning out waste or working on constipation. It's about getting that coffee up to the liver. That's the point. So I do a first round to kind of let my body get used to it. And then I do 2 more rounds, about 15 minutes long, just retaining the coffee. I'm like journaling, I'm like checking my email. It's not like messy. It's not like you're touching poop or anything. I wear gloves to insert the thing. I clean everything with hydrogen peroxide afterwards. It's honestly like not a messy procedure. How to make the coffee and that kind of thing I have on the blog. But yeah, mostly it's like a mental thing. So you can buy this kit on Amazon for like $20. You can also buy a throwaway kit for the first few times to just see if you like it. And then you just get the organic light roast coffee at your local store. So if it's if you are in like a chronic health situation, I consider it something to consider. And you probably don't want to do it if you have any anal fissures, prolapse issues, you've had like part of your colon removed. Like there's probably some instances where it's not good to do. Some people have written in that they're elderly and like they're not able to get on the floor. Or you could maybe do it on a massage table. But I would say it takes a little bit of mobility to do. But I can just say, I know it's one of the weirder things about me, but I love coffee enemas. I think they really have improved my health a lot. They're very affordable. It just takes your time. So if you have other questions, go to the blog or send me a message. We don't profit off of this. It's just a technique I want to share with you. Just check with your own doctor or provider before you start in case you maybe, in your case, have a contraindication. But otherwise, go coffee enema.